Good morning, everybody. This is Sathya here, once again back with Daily CA Current Affairs with Sathya sir. Today is the 18th of June 2025, and I'm back once again with today's news from one of the daily newspapers where we'll be going through important headlines, some interesting articles to read to improve English, and words to improve our vocabulary. So, picking up the front page, the biggest headline is plane shortage grounds AIs, that is Air India's Ahmedabad London flight. So, just an aftermath of the tragedy which struck India in when the plane, the Boeing 787-8, went down in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Then the other headline is Trump. He says, know where Khamenei is hiding and Iran must surrender. So that's the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran, and comments by President Donald Trump of the United States. The other news in the front page include what the Supreme Court said on Kamal Hassan's film, the controversy of his film being not released in Karnataka because of the comments which he made. Then the smaller ones, a lot of crime-related news. There's a small article regarding the G7 and how it turned into G6 because of the exit of President Donald Trump. Not much to read there. The next page is the city page with again a lot of updates on the sad airplane tragedy. The next city page, not very important from perspective of current affairs for entrance examinations. Quickly moving on to the state page, updates on monsoon and mayhem. So although not much of important news, there's just one interesting word which I see in that, and that is the word mayhem. So what is the meaning of the word mayhem? Mayhem is chaos. Okay. Other than that, a lot of crime-related news, not interesting. Moving on to the nation page, where the biggest headline seems to be the Center TN dispute over Kiladi find, which claims the first victim, ASI director shunted. Okay, so Kiladi is a location. Certain archaeological things were found at Kiladi, and the find was from the 8th century BCE, he had claimed, but cultural minister said report wasn't scientifically sound. TN sent Chief Minister Stalin hit out at center saying some minds, not the report, needed change. Okay, so I would just keep in mind what I would just quickly search online for what is the significance of Kiladi, excavation, archaeology, and other things are related to this. Other than that, no major news here. Middle pages full of ads and stuff. The next thing on the nation page, we have things related to again the plane shortage in the aftermath of the plane crash. Piece of Sarkari coaching helping 12 Sarvodaya girls crack NEET, that is the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. Okay. Then there is some article related to TOI, that is the Times of India Social Impact Summit, to honor breakout work in CSR ESG. CSR is corporate social responsibility, and ESG is the environment, social and governance. So I would quickly read up on what is meant by CSR, corporate social responsibility. Okay, other than that, no major news here. There is a entire page on health which discusses the hidden breast cancer risk that all Indian women should know about. So I would read that article just for the sake of updating my scientific knowledge. And on the bottom, transplant triumph, how science and grandfather's gift helped save 5-year-old. So that's an article by Dr. Sobnath Chattopadhyay, who's a consultant and head of hepatopancreatobiliary surgery and liver transplant at the Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital in Mumbai. So, human interest piece, which I would just read. Coming to my favorite page, the middle page, where a lot of interesting articles for improving language can be seen. The main article on top is Pakistan Post-op Diagnosis, which is by Saeed Ata Hasnain, who is a former commander of the Srinagar-based Chinar Corps. The byline reads, Munir-led Rawalpindi GHQ will go back to the drawing board and reboot the thousand cuts doctrine. To increase the cost of sponsoring terror, India must remain unpredictable in its retaliation. So, thousand cuts is a dangerous phrase which has often been used by enemy states to say, a particular enemy state, to say that instead of one fatal strike through a multitude of small attacks, they will try to disable the great nation of ours. So this is an interesting piece, something related to that. On the left, the three columns, one is justifying murder, where a senior in the Akal Takht publicly approves the killing of a woman. This is what patriarchy begets. So something related to the Khalistan movement, if I'm not, I don't think so. This is quickly perusing the first couple of lines. The greater tragedy after the murder in Punjab's Batinda of a young woman killed for her reels on social media is the support her murderers have received from sections of society, including that of an Akal Takht senior. Control of women and their online avatars is not driven by religious zeal alone. Okay, so sad piece of news regarding evils in society. The next is connecting people. DNA tech means remains of AI crash victims will reach their kins. It has also changed the world. So how a little bit of science can help people get closure after a tragedy. And then Jug Surya's article, which is called Second Opinion, titled The Human Tragedy, the shockwave of grief after the crash of AI 171 should make us mindful of the fragility of life. Okay. The middle piece is where Kohli is in the Fab Four of Indian. Where is Kohli in the Fab Four of Indian cricket? An article by Nitin Naik. Byline reads that a test series is beginning minus Virat is a good reason to compare his greatness to that of Gavaskar, Dravid and Tendulkar. Others had better stats and techniques. Virat had fire and raw talent. So for sports enthusiasts, this might be an interesting opinion piece to read. On the special page, the entire half page is entitled Why States Struggle to Teach the Third Language. A dearth of teachers and lack of clear approach have resulted in confusion and muddled execution of NEP's mandatory three-language policy. Okay, so that's an interesting article. The NEP is the new National Education Policy, which was tabled, which was released in 2020 about uh, updating the entire education system in India, where three-language policy was where three languages have to be taught to the students. And this particular passage, I think, gives an analysis from perspectives of different states, including Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra. So I would definitely read that article as an interesting news related to education. Then moving on to the next page, which is techies. API is used to connect systems digitally. Now AI agents will. Okay, and why GCCs must use AI to drive invention. So people who are interested in technology can quickly go through these articles. In the business page, nothing major. You can just read up the articles if you're interested in economics and finance. On the global page, an update on the Iran-Israel conflict, where Iran forces have asked Israelis to evacuate big cities. A lot of other articles where suspected Israeli hackers claim to destroy data at state-owned bank SEPA. Israel strikes directly hit Natanz underground enrichment plant. Iran's best protected nuclear site in America's bunker buster bombs. So a lot of things related to individual pieces related to Israel-Iran conflict. On the sports page, there's a lot of things devoted to cricket. where there's an article, the younger crop looks at things differently, and then opinions. No major updates on the last page as well. So no major news, just updates on the things going around in the world, the aftermath of the Air India Boeing plane crash, the Israel-Iran conflict are few of the things which have been in the news majorly so far. So keep reading the newspapers, if not for anything, then for updating your vocabulary, updating your reading speed, your reading skills, your reading comprehension ability. If you like this series and want to see it continue, hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and wish you